In this episode, we're going to talk about research, or more specifically, what research has turned into since AI hit the scene. For a lot of students, a research paper now looks like this. They type a broad topic into ChatGPT, they copy whatever it says, they reword it slightly, and then paste a few links on Google Scholar, and then they submit it. It's understandable why teachers and professors are frustrated. Students are not putting in any real effort of actually working toward or learning how to write a structured research paper. But here's the uncomfortable truth. We gave assignments that just said, go find the information, but it never asked students to make decisions, build meaning, or reflect on why any of it matters. We made research about the answers and not the inquiry. And now AI is just doing the obvious. It's answering the questions we trained students to ask. The solution isn't to ban AI from research. The solution is to reframe research as a thinking process, one that AI can support but not replace. And I want to show you what that can look like. Instead of assigning a generic research report, we start by having students use AI to generate better research questions, questions they feel curious about, connected to, and challenged by. Let's say a student is interested in climate change. Instead of jumping straight to write a paper about climate change, you ask them to prompt AI like this: I'm interested in climate change, but I'm not sure which angle to take. Can you give me 10 specific and thought provoking research questions I could explore? AI spits out a list. Some will be vague, some too technical, but one or two might spark something. Now you have a student who's not just writing, they're exploring. Next, they reflect. Which question feels worth my time? Which one ties into something I've lived, seen, or wrestled with in class? Which one will let me bring something new to the table? Now we're not just assessing their product, we're assessing their decisions. From here, we guide them into the planning phase. This is where many students default to shortcutting. So we build an AI human process journal. They document their AI prompts, the questions AI gave them, why they picked one, what they rejected and why, what angle they want to explore that wasn't offered by the AI. That process journal is gold because now, even if the final paper looks clean, you can see the thinking behind it. Next, we move into sourcing. We no longer say include the resources. We say tell me where you got your information. What did the AI recommend? What sources seem biased? What didn't line up with what we discussed in class? Where did you go deeper on your own? Then comes the draft. I will admit, this is where the real risk of AI misuse kicks in. So instead of telling students not to use it, we require them to strategically use it and then reflect. They can use AI to generate an outline, brainstorm arguments, suggest structure, summarize counterclaims, but the writing, that's theirs. And to make sure of that, we build it into the final product. We ask students to submit their full essay, their process journal, a final reflection, embed annotations in their draft. The annotations are simple but powerful. Here's where I had an AI idea and why I kept it or changed it. Here's where I added my personal voice or class based content. Here's where I pushed back on AI output that didn't feel right. Now let's make this even stronger and harder to fake. You should require one paragraph in the essay that includes a personal example, a classroom reference, or a local or community connection, something that AI can't reproduce, something that's specific to their worlds. Then we add a voice check, a postscript or final paragraph that says, here's what I really think now that I've written this. Not formal, not polished, just honest. You'll see instantly who's thinking and who's pasting. And finally, we build a scoring guide that rewards the process, not just the product. We don't just give points for structure or mechanics, we score the clarity and purpose behind the question, the originality of the chosen angle, the quality of the AI human interaction documented, the presence of authentic voice, reflection, and decision making, the ability to connect content to something real, lived, or meaningful. So, because in this new world, your role as a teacher isn't just to assign a task and grade the end result, it is to curate the learning journey, to help students build the capacity to think critically with tools and to know when to trust themselves more than the machine. You are no longer just delivering instruction, you are orchestrating exploration. You are no longer correcting writing, you are cultivating thought. You are no longer just looking for what's wrong, you are inviting students to reflect on what feels true. That is the new work. That's the shift. And yes, it's more layered, it's more reflective, it's more demanding, but it's also more human. And students feel that. They lean into it, not all of them and not all at once, but when they do, you get real writing, real thought, and real growth. In upcoming episodes, we'll go even deeper and talk about journaling spaces in your classroom that let students explore AI suggestions in real time. Spaces where the goal isn't to be right, but to discover what feels aligned, honest, and clear. And if this helped you remember that you are still needed in this moment, not just as an expert, but as a guide, a facilitator, and a teacher, then subscribe because we're building better and you're a key part of it.